Hey folks, it's Finn. This week's upload is a bit of a health catch-up. As you know, I've been sharing for a while now about my mental health problems that I'm currently having. I mean, they've been ongoing for a long time, but in the last 6 months, they've all got increasingly worse. Which on the one hand, isn't surprising with everything that's going on with Mum, with moving here so quickly, packing up Mum's flat. There has been so much that it's understandable. However, I have said numerous times how the way my moods were presenting, particularly the extreme highs and lows and the incredible fatigue, just did not feel right. It wasn't the same as how my mental health normally presents itself. I know my mental health very, very well, and I knew something was up. And I was blinking well right. If you follow me on my Twitter, link here, you'll likely have seen lots of rants from me about the fact that it's been so hard to see a doctor. It's been so hard to see a regular doctor, let alone a doctor at all. And I'm having this awful issue that every time I go, I'm having to explain my whole medical history. Even though my being transgender really isn't to do with what's going on with me right now, I've had to go over that every time. And they've just instantly looked at my mental health and decided that what's happening now is that. They've not listened to me. And by the time the 10-minute appointment's over, I've not really discussed what is actually happening. Eventually I was listened to. It's because of this carpal tunnel syndrome. They actually looked deeper, and I had some blood tests. But I've been unable to get to the doctors to actually get the results of their blood tests. I went in and asked, and they said, you need to see a doctor. But they were unable to book me an appointment. I had to just keep ringing up every morning to try and get them. And oh boy, trying to get a doctor's appointment is not unlike trying to get a Glastonbury Festival ticket. Anyway, finally saw a doctor last Friday, and it turns out I have an underactive thyroid. Grrr. It would have been so nice to have known this 6 weeks ago. I have hypothyroidism, which basically means your thyroid doesn't work properly. The thyroid is responsible for quite a lot, it turns out. My low mood, depression, anxiety, lack of motivation, lack of willpower, crippling fatigue, loads of other symptoms that I've been presenting with, they're all to do with an underactive thyroid. Well, I'll be blowed. I'm trying not to get annoyed about the fact that my doctors have neglected to properly address this and leave me so long without medication. I mean, now I've got the medication and I've started, that's great. I am changing my GP because it's just been ridiculous. I've had a little rant about that in more detail than on here, and that is now up on my WordPress website. Link here. It's happened, nothing I can do. Said my piece, complained, changed GP surgery. Hopefully now it'll be better. The most important thing is that I was right. Everyone likes to be right. I know my mental health inside out. I absolutely knew this was not my normal pattern. And so this is great news in that, yes, of course, with what's going on, it makes sense that I'm low. But if the tiredness is a result of the thyroid and the tiredness is removed, then I will have more energy to actually deal with the stuff that's going on. And it may well be that although my mood is low because of all that's gone on, the actual low thyroid is making that worse. So with the thyroid treated and working properly, my mood might come up and my tiredness won't be as bad, and then I'll be able to function more and deal with stuff more, which would be absolutely amazing. So I'm feeling really quietly optimistic and hopeful that at last we're on the right track. It's been a dreadful 6 months, and if I start feeling better, I would be so thankful. Since I posted on this, lots of people have messaged to offer me advice and support around thyroid issues because I don't really understand a lot of it. My big question really to folks who are transgender and have this is, does it impact on your testosterone treatment? Is there a link between being on testosterone treatment and the thyroid? I mean, my mum has both hypothyroidism and Addison's, so the doctor thinks it's likely that it's just hereditary and I've ended up with it. Thanks, Mummet. But I would like to know, I'm just quite interested. I am yet to contact my gender clinic, and I'm also going to contact my surgeon because really and truthfully at the moment I don't think I should be having surgery. My issues are okay enough with my lower surgery, I think, to put on hold for a bit, because I think right now it's more important to get my health back to optimum levels, to give myself a couple of months for my thyroid levels to level off, as long as the lower surgery issues don't get too bad. I think that does make sense. So yes, any trans folk out there who have developed thyroid issues after starting testosterone treatment and who have had any issues with managing their testosterone treatment and their thyroid treatment, I'd love for you to message me in the comments below. I'd really just like some support and advice and to hear about your experiences. That would really, really help. So there you go. What unexpected news was that? To be honest, I was actually thinking a few things. I was wondering if it was diabetes at one point because the symptoms match that. I wondered if I might be heading into bipolar territory. I wondered all sorts, to be honest, so it's actually quite nice to know what it is. And although it's never nice to have a diagnosis, at least it explains an awful lot and makes me feel less bad for this constant crashing I'm doing, because I need to sleep because my poor thyroid is like running a marathon and can't run very fast. So, you know, it's one of those bittersweet things. Good news and bad news, but hopefully a better way forward. Maybe windmilling is a side effect of low thyroid and the campness. Anyway, enough from me. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, before I go, the date is organised for tomorrow, Thursday. Today, if you're watching it today, Thursday this week. Anyway, exciting. I will post about it as soon as it happens. I'm doing lots of videos over on Instagram at the moment. Oh yes, link here too. So keep an eye out for that on Thursday, because as soon as it's happened, I shall let you know how it's gone. Oh dear. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week for your next Finstallment. Bye bye.